something new. But I feel like as men, we gotta understand, man, as a protector, it's not just physical, right? And we talk about that all the time. But even when you think about protecting women, like, and protecting them from themselves, right? One thing that, like, I always tell men, like, even when, like, when it comes down to fucking raw, right? A nigga think like, oh, I fuck her raw because she let me fuck her raw. She is not a protection-minded person. So when I say that, not to say, oh, women don't want to protect themselves and wear condoms, because some of them are conscious and like, nah, nigga, you probably fucking this, that, and the third. You're not about to just put that in. But the fact of the matter is, they go off how they feel. So if sex feels better without a condom, she's more inclined to say, I don't like condoms. You as a man got to be able to foresee the fact that it might be a baby that come up out of this, or it could be worse, a ST fucking D. And it's like, if you're not thinking like that going into it and you going off, oh, well, she got checked and said she was cool, you allowing her to be the protector in the situation. So you can't even be mad if it don't go how you think. Niggas to get a chick pregnant and be like, no, well, she told me she was on birth control. She told you what she wanted to say to get what she wanted. You got to be the protector that think for both of y'all and say, yo, you know what? I'm not even giving you this sense of power over my body. And when I say that, I'm talking about like what happens next. Like, I don't want to be in the doctor's because of you. And I don't want to be at a motherfucking doctor's appointment for ultrasound because of you. So I'm going to say, all right, cool. How can I protect myself in a situation? And even if a chick be like, oh, I don't do that. I don't want, all right, well, I got to protect both of us at this point. Because if you don't do it with me, that means you don't do it with somebody else.
And we're not doing it.
We're not doing it. Simply said, but so many people not thinking from that protection-minded standpoint because they look at a protection of just being able to say, oh, I can physically make sure nothing happens to you. No, nigga, you got to be able to protect her from her immature decisions or her impulsive decisions, which can affect you in the long run.
And it's funny you say so. Well, you know, I say with my mom all the time, like, she always said, don't trust these bitches, and you need to protect yourself from them or whoever, because it's your dick, it's gonna be your baby that come out of her and all that shit, whatever. So fuck what she talking about, the pill, and nigga, protect yourself, whatever. So she always told me that. Of course, niggas don't always listen, but you know, back to wisdom. But it's funny. Me and my man had a debate about that one time where he was talking about men need to be better in society and our culture, or whatever, and men need to be more responsible for these broken homes and babies and shit like that, whatever. And I was saying, like, I agree with that, of course. And he was trying to say we need to wear more of the burden of this, which I understood what he was saying. Yeah, because we initiated, we the one that didn't put the condom on us, XYZ, whatever. And I was like, well, I think it's not a real equation, but the idea of like we both adults is a 50-50 equation here. In the day, are you saying they don't think from that lens? Exactly. But in the day, we both adults consenting to this moment. So I'm thinking about if I'm a woman.
You can't think like that.
I know, I'm just saying. I just feel both people are responsible in that moment. But that's how I look at it.
No, bro, it's not. This thing is not about who that. Yo. It's not about consenting. It's about where their thoughts come from. And our thoughts come from different places. So you thinking of it, yeah, she can consent to doing it, but her thoughts are not derived in protection. They're derived in feelings. So the consent is to how it's going to feel. Your thoughts have to derive from what happens next because you have the ability to foresee. So she can agree to it all day and tomorrow, which is why they can change their mind and they be like, oh, wait, you said yesterday that now all of a sudden you saying you ain't want to do. Yeah, because she went off how she felt in the moment. For you got to be able to foresee that beyond her consent, because you are the one who's going to be held accountable when it comes time, like whether it's through child support or whether you talking to your doctor about how you ended up in this predicament. So it's like, I get it. They can say yes, and that it's enough to have y'all had sex, but you got to go through a whole different process as to what that looks like. You got to set the tone. It's like, even I'll use an example. I always say a woman I'll choose where the house is. You can do whatever you want to the house once we get there. Why? Because my thoughts are derived off safety. Yours are derived off aesthetics. So I'm not letting you choose a house that look good but is in Kensington because of the aesthetic. I'm going to choose the area first, and once I come up with the area, I don't care what you do once we get out there. You can make it look however you want it to look because I know that what this does for you.
And make sure that the location and it's a foundationally good structure,
like all that shit about security protection. Because like I need to make sure that the school district is a certain way. I need to make sure that the neighbors are a certain way because I understand that it's my job to protect us. As far as in how it look, again, that's just, so you gotta understand that we coming from a different level in a different perspective. It's not just about, oh yeah, I agree to doing this. It's about understanding what also comes with this, the other shoe.
For sure. And I get it. Just to continue on the conversation real quick though, but yeah, I agree with everything you said. I understand everything you said. In the same way, we gotta be held responsible and accountable, or whatever. What I don't get from women is that they the ones who are gonna have to carry the baby, the ones that have to go through all this emotional change and physical change, this and that. So for you to not protect yourself in that moment and then have to deal, because again, even though men are held accountable, responsible, in the day, women are the ones that end up having a baby and probably got to deal with it, end up breaking up, whatever. So if you don't want that, you
want to know why they created postpartum? That's women's accountability.
They created it.
I mean, let's say people start identifying with it.
Fair.
like, do you want to know why it's identified with now more than ever? Because that is women now looking back on the decision they made and having to deal with it and realizing they can't get out of it, and it's depressing. We go through that shit on a day-to-day, not postpartum, but I don't want it because we go through post-decision making stress too.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? No, I'm gonna break it down to you, and I really want you to understand what I mean by that. And the fact of the matter is, the only responsibility that can't be put solely on a man from a woman is having a child. That's the only thing that they are truly held accountable for, because it's not even about if we hold them accountable. They feel attached to their baby because they carried it for 9 months. God made it that way. We didn't have no arm in that. We didn't have no hand in that, no leg in that. We just are the providers and the protectors who are responsible for creating that balance. But when it's all said and done, they jump into that survival mode, protect my cub, protect my offspring, because it's something that they truly feel like is theirs. So anything else, whether there's a bill, all of these things could be dropped on a man. A kid can be dropped on a man, but it's less likely. More women that feel guilty in doing it, which is why they feel guilty about getting rid of them or putting them up for adoption, whatever it may be, because they understand that they're giving up a part of themselves. So when you say, Daryl, why don't they think? Because again, going into it, imagine if you could do whatever you want in the world. And I'm not saying they could do whatever you want, but just in theory, you could do whatever you want in the world. And there's a law that protects you. It's going to be a person that protects you. And then there's going to be a community of other people that agree with what you do. No, damn well you're wrong. And then you got this thing that you can't figure out and you can't get rid of it. That would make you depressed. That would affect your life. That would affect your way of thinking. And it's like, you don't realize that until after it's done. So you telling them to have foresight. They don't have foresight. Until it happens once and they're like, oh yeah, I'm not having no more kids. Because they ran into it and it was like, oh shit, we have the ability to do, we can say this child is going to cause this child is going to create that, this is going to happen from it. It's not to say that some of them can't think out. But the fact of the matter is, how they feel is going to override how they think. The fact of the matter is, how we think is going to override how we feel. So the accountability looks different. You're going to be held accountable because you thought it out. She's going to be held accountable.
Made the wrong decision.
You still made the wrong decision. She's going to be held accountable because she can't take the decision back. You could walk away and be a deadbeat. She can't do that. And that's the one true element where I feel like women are being held accountable. And that's where I feel like the depression is at an all-time high, because they wanted to be like how they used to. You take the baby for 50% of the time. You change 50% of the pampers. It's like, no. Like, I'm going to do that, but I'm a dad. I'm going to go get the money, and you're going to do it. And I'm going to help when I can, but I'm going to do my role. This is your role. You was meant to bear a child. If God wanted me to carry, he knew that baby would have been at a dice game. Like, it wasn't for us to be that. He knew we'd be getting in fights, all types of shit. It's your job. And another thing